All right, what's up, YouTube? Okay, look, here is my take on what happened between Paulie Malignaggi and McGregor. And I've had a lot of people ask me about this, and there's like a divide. The boxing seems like a lot of the boxing community, they really don't want to talk about it. And if you do talk about it, you're somehow a traitor or whatever. But I say fuck that. Talk what you want to talk about. But let me go back to the beginning. Okay, basically you had Paulie Malignaggi running his mouth. He said you can put weights on my feet. You can tie one hand behind my back. You can prop my chin up to give McGregor a clean target. It doesn't matter what you do. He can't touch me. He can't hurt me. He said you might as well take someone out of the stands up and put him up against Mayweather. He's like, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. He said he wouldn't even win the New York Golden Gloves, which is like an amateur, boxing competition. Like in Houston, it's called the Blue Collar Brawler, and I've actually participated in that. It's called the Blue Collar Brawler. So, he's saying that basically McGregor couldn't even compete on a stage like that. So, okay. Then we have the press conference for Mayweather. McGregor says, look, yeah, he's coming into camp, and he said we're gonna have a knock. He said, we're gonna have a knock, whatever the fuck he talked. Like, I guess a knock means like a sparring session, right? We're gonna have a go, and then take it from there. Now, Paulie's under the impression that he's going there to actually work or whatever. He's just going there to work with McGregor for the entire camp. And remember, he had the what was it, the Mikey Garcia and the Adrian Broner fight to cover. So he went there for a couple of sparring sessions, and he was going to leave and come back. Well, once he left, obviously he never went back. But it was always planned that way, where he was going to go there and then leave, come back. So anyway, he's at the airport right here. I just wanted to just lay the groundwork and tell you how we got here. He's at the airport, all right, and that's McGregor's team. They're picking him up. And look, guys, look, I mean, I put a lot of hard work into this, so leave your hateful comments to yourself. I mean, I know oh, this is not boxing, all that crap, but literally, I put a lot of work into this. Okay, so just leave the bad comments to yourself, all right? But anyway, Paulie, here he is, headed to the McGregor camp, and I thought it was odd, man. They had like lighting set up and a whole crew, a whole film crew, like the UFC. The whole crew was there. It was like almost like I don't know, like an HBO 24 or something. It was really weird, but it was like they were trying to set them up. Okay. So here's McGregor talking. This is actually a couple of days after the fight. So Paulie walks in. He's in the ring warming up, getting ready for McGregor. McGregor pulls up in like a green Lambo, right? And there's like a neon green Lamborghini. What's up, Paulie? How are you? Blah, blah, blah. They're cordial, right? And, it seemed, but look, you notice, you got the lighting over here. You got lighting everywhere. You got the track lighting up here. And I know that, I mean, they probably do a lot of photo shoots there, so it makes sense. I don't know if they brought it in, just for Paulie, but they damn sure got all the shit working. They got the camera sets, cameras and everything going, so I thought that was kind of odd. So yeah, they're preparing, right, getting ready. Now, of course, all cell phones right here. You got to turn them in. Now, look, like when I go down to like Plex Gym, or I'll give you a prime example. I went down to Juan Diaz to his gym not long ago, and anytime you have a pro fighter, or even at my own gym with Lou Savarese at Main Gym, anytime you have a pro fighter fighting, like about 3 months ago I was there, and they make you turn your cell phones in. Like, you got to turn them into the counter, and they write your name on them. You got to check them in, and if you don't, they make you leave. Basically, like, either give me a phone or leave. I mean, they're really strict about it. And like, let's say you go to the gym and you just don't have your phone, they make you leave because they think you're hiding it. They think you're bullshitting, and they don't want to take any kind of a risk. So either you give them a phone or you step outside for an hour, and then you're welcome back in. So right here, they're all turning in their phones, and it begins. Okay. Now, what happened next I mean, I think I've kind of pieced it together because, I mean, I've watched like every video, I've listened to every interview, and I think what happened ultimately was, I think Paulie bit off a little more than he can chew, but I think it was an even competitive fight. I mean, I think if it went to the judges, I think it'd probably be a draw. I mean, honestly, from what I can tell, I think it would be. And this is a two-time world champion, Paulie Malignaggi here. You know, I know he's not, you know, what he was, but, you know, he's not a slouch either, right? But, you know, and as far as, like, who got marked up, I mean, if you look at Paulie Malignaggi, he's the one that was actually marked up. And you notice McGregor, you know, he's quite a bit bigger than Paulie. But I don't know. I mean, I think after the sparring, you know, they were cool with each other. And then, of course, like always, the social media thing took over. And, you know, these two guys started going at it. Basically, that's kind of where we're at now. You know, you got McGregor saying, you know, I beat his ass, and Paulie Malignaggi was saying, you know, and I'll show you their tweets and all that in a minute. But here's Paulie immediately after the sparring sessions, and you can see back there, remember the lighting and all that good stuff. That's the ring they were in. And the whole time, Paulie's doing this interview, Conor McGregor is right there in the black shorts. He's jumping up in the air, doing these spin kicks and flips and shit, like not even bothered, you know, not even phased. Now look, he just did 12 rounds of sparring, and Conor McGregor is behind him doing backflips and shit and jumping around and spinning around, and Paulie's like gassed and out of breath, and he's ready to hit the hotel bed, right? He's ready to go to bed, right? So, you know, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I would probably... I think it's a draw, but it seems like McGregor got the best of him, okay? Because, look, Paulie's nose is messed up. He's marked up. You know, he's swollen, and I'll show you some more pictures in a minute. And McGregor, he looks perfect. He's, I mean, fresh, like nothing ever happened, you know? So, I don't know. We'll see. And then, of course, you know, you have the knockdown, but Paulie said it was a push, and you had Joe Cortez, the referee in there, refereeing the fight. And here's McGregor driving off. Basically, he said, yeah, he said he talked shit. He came in, he got his ass beat, and that's that. I mean, that's his take on it. So, according to McGregor, he got his ass. Now, here's Paulie right here. This is pre-sparring, where he's just talking all kind of. He's like, you know, you could tie my hands behind my back. You couldn't touch me. So they show this picture because it was the opposite. It looks like, you know, right here. I mean, he's getting touched up. I mean, you can look at his face. I mean, that, you know, he's looking pretty lumped up, man. He really is. Yeah, you know, I mean, look at that. So... And I get it. It's a contorted picture. It could just be fat and all that moving around. You know, I don't know. It could be photoshopped. But here's Paulie just jumping up and down, talking about how McGregor couldn't even lay a glove on him. And then, of course, they show pictures like this where, you know, it seems that he's doing just that, right? I mean, right there, got him with a good uppercut and, you know, sweat flying. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, it seems to me that here's this controversial picture where, you know, Paulie got really pissed off about. So, and then they're saying, you know, please note Paulie's demeanor in this. You know, basically saying he's laughing, like, oh, there's no way he's going to beat me. It's a joke. And then anytime you talk to him now, he's humbled, right? You know, he speaks a little bit differently. So, and then this is where he says, you know, we're going to have a knock. Okay, he's on his way to the airport. I don't care about that. And this is the interview immediately after. I want to get to the, here we go. Now, this was the final statement that Paulie put out. He said, I just want to clear the air. I'm leaving the McGregor training camp today. I came with the best intentions and intended to help out. Just the chance to be a part of such a big event in the capacity excited me. I believe Conor and I have a mutual respect inside the ring, earned each other, you know, some good work over 2 sparring sessions. It's some of the stuff outside the ring and some of the way things were handled in training camp that I didn't agree with that made me come to this decision. So he's saying in the ring, you know, the guys had a mutual respect, and you'll find that. Look, I've actually sparred guys in the ring that we didn't like each other. You know, we just had a beef. You know, we just didn't click outside of the ring, but inside of the ring, we were respectful. It's hard to explain. It's very hard to explain, but I get what he's trying to say there. It's not my place to dictate terms in a training camp that is not mine, but it's my place to decide if I want to be a part of it. Then he goes on to say, I will not give away any tactical things that I saw. Basically, he says, you have my word. I'm not going to talk about anything tactical. They have my word. The things that upset me, though, I will speak about in time. So I'm curious to hear what those things are. I wish Team McGregor well in the rest of their preparations and look forward to being back in Vegas to work fight week on Showtime. Now, remember, I said right after the original sparring session, he's going back to Showtime for the Mikey Garcia Adrian Broner fight, and then he had planned on going back out there for like a solid month, to have to basically go through the full camp, well, maybe not quite a month, but to go through the full training camp with McGregor. But that's not going to happen now, and what a shame, okay. So yeah, let me get to let's see. Yeah, here's just same pictures I just showed you. And I'll just kind of go through them real quick. He says, only his personal photographers allowed in the gym. Don't just invite your own reality of things because it's how you wish it to be, buddy. Basically he's saying, he's got a bunch of yes men around him. He's got his own photographers, his own people, all his buddies, high five. Yeah, you kicked his ass, bro. Yeah, man, you're the shit. Yeah. Look at this picture. Oh my God. Let's put it on fucking Twitter. That's what he's trying to say. It stays in the gym until the guy you're boxing with keeps making it public, you fucking mutt. Works both ways. And this is Paulie arguing back and forth with people, okay? He said, I did interviews because of the pictures. I'm not your average sparring partner. You post pics with me, media will hound me. I've said stop with the pictures, and what he's referring to is the pictures I just showed you that McGregor's camp is releasing. And look, I think that's pretty shitty. Now, you want my honest opinion? There's a trust, and there's a level of professionalism that McGregor and his team did not follow. Now, right there, I don't like that. That shows you a peek inside of their camp. That shows you a glimpse of who they really are, because you fly Paulie out, we all shake hands and say this is confidential. We're not going to shit on each other here. And next thing you know, you got McGregor's team leaking pictures and talking about that God power. That Paulie Malignaggi is getting knocked down. So I don't like that. I don't like that. Shady as fuck. And honestly, that makes me lose a lot of respect for McGregor. So he's got some explaining to do. But he said, and then Paulie said, I actually beat his ass 24 hours of 20. Let me see what that says. I actually beat his ass 24 hours off a flight. I don't know what that means. Off a flight. Oh, okay. So he's saying I actually beat his ass 24 hours after he flew in. So and I think he's saying 2 times, 24 hours off a flight too, or also. Okay, yeah. He's saying basically, he landed on flew in on a plane, jet lag, whatever, I don't know, what the fuck ever, and, still beat his ass when you got Conor McGregor in the gym training, preparing, that kind of thing. And not only that, you got to think Conor McGregor, he's more fresh right now, right? He's been training. He's in a training camp. Paulie Malignaggi, he's a fucking commentator, okay? So, basically, you have someone probably with the physique of a Max Kellerman, sparring with McGregor. So, but anyway, which is why I'm saying post the vid. I try not to be petty, but it seems it's late for that now. He's saying that his team recorded it, post it, right? Okay, the UFC has cameras all over the gym recording 24/7. The video exists unedited of rounds 1 through 12 Tuesday night. Let the fans see. It's not nice to paint a picture that isn't true. This was a push down in sparring. Post the whole video, rounds 1 through 12, okay? Now, what Paulie said, that's what I already read you, okay? What he said it was competitive in the beginning. He said Paulie said he got into a good rhythm in the mid rounds, and then in the end, it's 12 rounds. Okay, in the end of a 12-round sparring session, that McGregor came on. He said he came on like strong in the end. So what does that tell you? That's good. I mean, that tells you he's not going to gas out. Look, if he can go 12 rounds with Paulie, running around, dancing around, whatever, that tells you he's not going to gas out with Mayweather. So it kind of went, from what I can gather, Paulie said it took him a little bit of time to get in a rhythm, that McGregor kind of won the earlier rounds, and then Paulie won the mid rounds, and then and Paulie even said in 11 and 12 I gassed out. He said, I'll admit it, in 11 and 12, he's like, look, I just got off a plane. I'm out of shape, and it's true, man. It's hard to go 4 rounds, man. Shit, it's hard to go 2 rounds, under those conditions. So I get it. And a lot of you guys, don't say dumb shit unless you've actually been in a ring and you understand it. Because I guarantee you, most of you guys out there couldn't last 2 rounds sparring. I mean, I'm talking 2 3-minute rounds. Okay, so it's not what you think. It's very difficult. So for Paulie to get in there and go 12 rounds, I mean, that's incredible within itself, But anyway, guys, what do you think? I don't want to make it too long. Leave your comment below. And, yeah, thank you for watching.